to the job site. There was a storm cell that was directly over the job site. My question to him was whether or not he wanted to hang tight for 20 to 30 minutes and let that storm cell pass overhead. He asked me whether or not I wanted to go back home and get some rest. I wanted to go back to Phoenix. This is where the conversation started to drift off. And it was right after that when I started to notice that he was staring off into the desert and then he started turning around in circles.
At his well site, I stared at different angles, and I tried to see where this guy claiming that my son was looking off and staring off into the desert. There's nowhere to look. There's a lot of brush if you see what I'm talking about. There's nowhere to stare off to.
He walked back to his Jeep, and he started his Jeep, and he backed up, and then left, heading east. The phone call to the company that he works with, and told them what had happened. They told me to go ahead and proceed with the work, and just give them feedback on an hourly basis. So I told him that I would get another water level at about 3 o'clock, and then I would hop in my truck and follow Daniel's tracks out. Approached that T intersection, I noticed that Daniel's tracks turned right and headed west. When I saw that, it told me that he didn't go home. So I got out of my truck and I just stood there by the tracks for a bit, and I told myself that these tracks were going to more than likely need to be preserved.
He gives David everything that they had found in the desert that they said belonged to Daniel. And I'm like, wow, I really see how this case is going to go.
Robinson's father says police have dropped the ball in the search for his son. As a result, he's hired a private investigator and is taking up the search himself.
Daniel's father, David.
Where's everybody located?
For more than a year, the mystery of what happened to Daniel has stumped investigators and a father desperate to find his son.
He's a very bright, intelligent geologist.
Last year, David moved from South Carolina to Arizona.
I just grabbed everything I had and just started driving, and I made it here.
He began his search at a desert well site where Daniel was working on the day he disappeared. He spoke with Daniel's co-worker about that day.
He did tell me that my son seemed like he was acting really quiet, and then he told me my son decided to just kind of waved off to him, got in this vehicle, and drove off.
First of all, no one can speak on Daniel's behalf. No one knows Daniel like we know him.
That's right.
And you cannot speak for someone and say you know a person until you've been around them long enough to say they're having a problem. Daniel, the last conversation I had with Daniel was on June the 21st. He called me when I got off work. We talked. And I said, and we always end with, I love you, and we'll talk later. Later on that night, Daniel called me again, and I was sleeping. And Daniel said, hello, Mom, I'm just checking on you. And I want you to know I love you, and we will talk later. And that's what I'm holding on to. If my son was rational enough to call me and tell me that he's checking on me and that he will call and talk to me later, that's what I'm holding on to.
Right now on 12 News, it's been almost 2 years since geologist Daniel Robinson was last seen in the Arizona desert. Now, police are releasing new details in the case and more than 100 pages of reports in the investigation. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kariba Devine. Team 12's Jonathan McCall spoke with Robinson's father and has his reaction.
Tonight, a new report has providing more details into the June 2021 disappearance of geologist Daniel Robinson.
Family member who's going through pain for almost 2 years now, searching for my son. It's not easy.
Robinson last seen driving away from a work site in the desert near Buckeye. A month later, a rancher would find his Jeep in a ravine, crashed with the airbags deployed. Daniel nowhere to be found, but his personal items still inside.
I'm still housing forensics that should be taken care of.
The 128-page report released by Buckeye Police provides details not previously shared in the case, including tipping police helping to process Daniel's electronic devices, the FBI being briefed for a second time about the case, the agency offering help but not an investigation. Plus, Daniel's cell phone pinging at the crash site at 10 o'clock the morning that he was last seen.
In July 2021 came a break. A rancher found Daniel's Jeep rolled over.
What is it about Daniel's car that strikes you as off in terms of where it was found, the location, what was left behind?
Well, the damage to the vehicle, it didn't match the area that the vehicle was found in. It had some damage along the driver's side that is unexplainable by the detectives. It also had some intruding damage into the windshield that didn't match anything in the area as well. Plus, I also had the airbag control module report that tells me what that vehicle was doing 5 seconds before the airbags deployed and what was going on with that vehicle since the airbags deployed.
And what does that tell you?
It tells us that the vehicle traveled another 11 miles after the airbags did deploy on that vehicle. It also tells us there were 46 additional ignition cycles on the vehicle after the airbags came out, and that the report says the vehicle was traveling about 30 miles an hour for 5 seconds prior to its final rest, or airbag deployment, I should say. And that's not possible in the area where the vehicle was found.
I'm David Robinson, of course. My son, Daniel, they went missing on June 23rd of 2021. It's been a long road, go to surgeons. My first surgery initially was a rescue mission. People like yourself came out and supported the searches. We covered a lot of land. 2 days before he went missing, we had a conversation like any other about his career, what he wanted to do. There was no indication of being sad or anything, but he talked about life. I think I finally got in a comfortable place in life. I felt like, at the house, sitting on my favorite place in the back, travel when you want to. My children doing well. All I do is call and talk to Daniel for the rest, and then you get a phone call and it just changed everything, just like that.
Wrenching. I can't imagine how horrible it would be to be missing someone that you love.
I started my grassroots search around July 3rd, 2021, and I want to tell you thank you to all the people who worked tirelessly out there in that desert with me in the 118-degree weather. I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, thank you so much for being out there with me. A lot of times pray when we before we go out to search, because we are a family out there.